doesn't love a road trip? This one is full of surprises, beautiful landscapes, great views, and not so great views. Every trip has its ups and its downs. If I didn't know any better, I would think we were here yesterday. And by here I mean here, not those other places. Like ghost stories. But instead it's bear stories. Oh, I should turn off the radio. But that's how the best memories are made. This is Road Tripping North Carolina. We first head out from Chattanooga, then head towards the COWEE to try to catch the sunrise. So today is the day of spilling things already. I filled up my water reservoir to put in my backpack this morning, forgot that the mouthpiece was open, so when I picked it up, water started spraying all over my kitchen. And I thought, well, if that's the most of the issue that I have, then we're good. But no, I just had this protein shake that I shook and forgot that I had like slightly opened it, and I opened it apparently just enough and it started spraying everywhere. Like when I shaked it, drops of it went everywhere. So yeah, the sun's not even up yet and I've already made 2 messes today, so we'll see how the rest of the day goes. It is officially 6:15, which is when my app told me that the sun would be rising here, and it's clearly not risen yet, unless it's starting to peek through behind the cloud and you can't see it, but I don't think it has. Yeah, I think the sun is actually going to rise like behind the mountain right there. So I think that's like, it's probably going to be right there. And so that's the problem, is that the mountain will be in the way and we won't really get to see it. We won't be able to stay that long. So we'll probably head out here in a minute. Update. Cannot really watch the sunrise from that spot on the COWEE like I thought we could. The mountain's just too much in the way. I mean, you saw it, the colors are still pretty and everything, but you can't like see the sun because the sun's coming up behind the mountain. And then by the time it's up high enough for you to see it, the colors have kind of gone away because it's further up in the sky. So I don't not recommend that spot, but if you're expecting like an actual sunrise, can't really see it there. So I don't recommend it for seeing the actual sunrise. I know that now. So we are now continuing on our way to North Carolina. So we are at Boyd Gap Overlook, which I've never been here before, but it's on the other end of the COWEE, and this is where my friend Desiree thought that we might be able to actually see the sunrise better, but no, you cannot, because the sunrise still happens over there. But the view from this overlook is so pretty. We have a very strict itinerary today. This was not a stop on the list, and yeah, we spent too long here taking photos and videos and just being goofy. So time to get back on the road and, you know, try to actually get to all of our destinations on time today. What are those? Deer or elk, or what are those? Those are huge.
Elk.
Those are huge. I've never seen anything so big. we are at Woodfin Cascades Overlook. Now I know what you're thinking. That's not an overlook. There is a trail here, but you don't actually have to hike it to see the Cascades. You can actually see them better from the road. But it's kind of weird that the pull-off's over here, but the Cascades are across the street. So we have to carefully cross. This is a little dangerous. Some people drive a little crazy on this road. There is like a 1.5-mile trail, I think it is, or close to that, maybe like a mile. The best view of the waterfall is right here by the road. Don't even bother going on the hike. That's what I read. We're not doing any hiking today, so carefully across the street. So there's the trail if you wanted to hike. Yeah, it goes like up the mountain. No thank you. Here's the Cascades. So that hike doesn't really go by the Cascades. This is your best view of the Cascades. So there is a little trail that will take you down to the bottom. Although I don't think it's really a proper trail, but enough people have done it, so it's here. It's a bit steep, so gotta watch your footing, especially since it's rained a lot recently. This is really cool. It goes down underneath the road. That does not go to the Cascades. This does. So if you do want to see the Cascades from the bottom, definitely worth a hike down. Just be careful. It's steep and a bit washed out. So awesome you can see it from here too. Like the roadside view. If you're not into hiking down that, this is well worth a stop too. Like, you get a really good view. So, highly recommend. Just have to be careful because you have to cross the parkway to get back. I wish the parking was on the same side, but it's not. And there's like a blind curve there. Someone could fly around. Definitely worth a stop. And this one is literally just up the street from Richland Blossom. So, COWEE Mountain Overlook, one of the locals said that this is a great sunset spot. Just didn't work out on our trip to do that, but it is very beautiful any time of the day, I would say. The weather of the mountains is a crazy thing. One minute it can be raining, another minute you can see the rain in the distance, and the next minute it could be sunny and dry. You just never know what you're going to run into during the summertime here in the Blue Ridge Mountains. As much as I wanted to avoid city civilization on this trip, I did have to stop by Panera to charge my camera battery. My friends always say that I'm always prepared, and this here is proof of I really don't know what they're talking about. Okay, so I am typically more prepared than the average person, but as you can see, I'm not perfect. After the detour in Asheville, we were able to hop back on the Blue Ridge Parkway and head to our next destination.
That's a cub. It has little cubs with it.
No, that's a mama bear with cubs. She's like looking across the street. Yeah, just saw the bears, which you just saw. There was a mom and two cubs. I don't know if you could really see the cubs. She was kind of keeping them hidden. But we went to, there was like a little pull off right afterwards, so we pulled off there. People coming the other way decided to stop in the middle of the parkway, and they're sticking their head out the sunroof and out the windows and stuff like, oh, there's a bear, and freaking out. Literally completely stopped. Two SUVs that were completely stopped. They're clearly together, but still completely stopped on a blind turn in the middle of the parkway, and this Jeep comes up behind them, and we're parallel with the Jeep, and the lady in the Jeep's like, what's going on? Please tell me there's something in the road, like that they're blocking the road. And I was like, well, there's a bear, but it's on the other side of the fence. Like, they don't need to be stopped in the middle of the road. And she was like honking them, hoping they would move, and the people wouldn't move. And there was a blind turn, so she couldn't go around them. And then more traffic comes up, and they start going around, and again, blind curve. So like, there could have been like a bunch of head-on collisions over just a bear. Something else that I got cut off, so I couldn't mention, is there was like a little girl that jumped out of one of the cars and ran towards the bear, and you know, possible traffic. Like, it was bad. So I just throw this in here because everybody was like mad at the people that were stopping traffic for no reason, basically, and I saw so many people putting their lives in danger, including children, and like, people were okay with that, and I don't think that's okay. Not to mention, we're talking bears. Like, we are in their habitat at this point. They live here. We don't. And you need to keep your space. Like with any wildlife, you need to keep your space and make room and don't run towards them. As my friend pointed out, after witnessing this, she's like, well, no wonder so many people complain about bear attacks, because they just put themselves in these situations where they're just asking for it, and the bears are going to become aggressive because they're trying to defend their families against predator humans. So, okay, all that to say, please be smart, be considerate of both other people on the road, in the park, and of the animals. It's all I ask. Like, it shouldn't be that difficult. I understand seeing a bear is an amazing thing, it's a rarity, but there's safe ways and the right ways to do it. And I saw it poorly demonstrated the wrong way to do it. And we're back to the crazy mountain weather. Overall, this drive of the Blue Ridge Parkway, we drove 1/4 of the length of the whole entire parkway. And it's so beautiful. There are countless overlooks and tunnels and just so much to see. You can't even stop and see everything. There's just too much. So I hope this really gave you the highlights of everything. And our final destination, which is where we ended our drive on the parkway, which is a small town that you'll see in a second. Little Switzerland is a small town nestled between the Blue Ridge Parkway and another popular destination road, 226A, also known as the Diamondback. Have not been there yet, adding it to the list. Anyways, we stopped here, ate lunch at the Switzerland Cafe. Desiree got the Southwest smoked chicken salad, and she said it was really good. I got the salmon BLT, which is basically just a BLT with salmon on it, and it was on a croissant. It was really good as well. Then we stopped by the little gift shop that is next door. And then we explored more of the town, which had a bunch more gift shops, so if you're looking for Blue Ridge Parkway souvenirs, this is a place to come. Desiree pointed out that this was us the other day, which is next week's video, so tune in next week to see what that is all about. And then this was also us while we were camping, which are episodes 3 and 4, so you won't want to miss any of the upcoming episodes because there's a lot to come. So thank you for watching. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any of the new episodes, and I will see y'all next week.